Hi, my name is Frank Corbersley. I'm an Episcopal priest in Miami, Florida, at a small chapel at the University of Miami. And I first started coming to Nicaragua and working with FNE in 2013. I really didn't have any connection with this country before that time. In college, my major was Latin American Studies. I spent a year abroad, a semester each in Mexico and Ecuador. In the 1980s, as a banker, I used to go to Venezuela several times a year, sometimes for several weeks at a time. And so, beyond my own country, the United States, Latin America was a part of the world where I felt most at home. It was a region that I just thought, well, I know this, I'm familiar with it. But I didn't have that much interest in Central America, per se. But one of our chapel members was nagging me to come on down and see what was happening here in this particular community of Chacraseca. So I said, fine, I'll go with him on an exploratory visit just to see if this was a project that I would want to personally be involved with and if I would want to try to get my small chapel community involved with. So in 2013, I came for the first time, my first time in the country, and it was an eye-opener for me. It was really shocking. I came expecting to feel semi-familiar with the ambience here. The poverty really overwhelmed me, not so much the magnitude. The magnitude of the poverty I had seen in all of these other countries, Mexico, Ecuador, Venezuela, but in those countries, that deep poverty was really, for the most part, at the margins of society. But in Nicaragua, it's not the magnitude of the poverty, but the pervasiveness of it. It's the reality that most of the population struggles with and lives with every day. And so for me, that was rather depressing. And I came to Chacraseca, which is a rural community outside of León, and saw the living conditions of the people, saw the houses that were being built here for the people, and visited the closest local school, the Marino School. And again, was feeling kind of down about this, like, wow, this is just so pervasive. And in our short time here, we actually went on an excursion to a volcano, Cerro Negro, and driving to Cerro Negro, we went through a poorer community, and I can never say the name right. It's Chacraseca. Okay, that's it. It's not so far from here. But the houses are really like huts. They're thrown together with a hodgepodge of different materials. And as we were driving past these hovels, really, on our way to Cerro Negro, Carlitos, the guy with me, was telling me that the people that live in the FNE houses now, 10 or 15 years prior, had been living in this type of hovel. And that was like flipping a switch in my mind and in my heart. And I went from being depressed to being excited, and I thought, wow, you can make a huge material improvement in these people's lives for not a huge amount of money. A basic FNE house cost $2,700. $2,700 in the United States would not go that far, but in this country it really does. And I thought, you don't have to be a Bill or a Melinda Gates to be able to make a difference in the world. That even my wife and me, even our tiny little chapel, we could make a real difference in people's lives. So that was the beginning of my Nicaraguan FNE Odyssey in 2013. And I've been coming back every year since then, once, even twice in the year.